a lot of numbers in terms of C voter has collated a lot of these numbers. We're going to put it right out. Who is speaking the truth in terms of the C voter data where it collated? It seems that most people believe that wrestlers, 75% believe that wrestlers are speaking the truth. Brij Bhushan 12%. But of course, this is a vote which goes to the opposition. Now, those who have traditionally voted for the NDA, and that is where, lies the catch. Because here, viewers, if 54% of the NDA vote bank, which traditionally should support the government, says no, they believe the wrestlers and not a BJP MP, Brij Bhushan. So this figure would clearly be worrying for the government. Total, a whopping 67% actually believe that the wrestlers are speaking the truth and not the man on your television screen. Let's bring in Rahul Srivastava, our National Affairs Editor, while we take you now to our next graphic. Okay, Rahul Srivastava is with us. Rahul, we're number crunching, going through some of the C voter data. The sheer fact that the government today, through a tweet by the sports minister, invited the wrestlers to talk, a lot of it also has to, come from the narrative which is being built where the people are concerned. If we look at these numbers, it's very clear. NDA supporters also feel that the wrestlers are the ones who are telling the truth and not a BJP MP.
The political parties usually deal with in a different manner vis-a-vis perception is concerned. It is their own sense of perception in which they weigh their pros and cons vis-a-vis an action, because there is no guarantee that NDA voters today who are with the wrestlers today, 54% or whatever that number is, in 2024 will not be voting as Thakurs and Jats and Brahmins and others. So there is no direct inference like that. But yes, definitely this case one can see that the government seemed to have relented. Relented in terms there is a certain softening of the stand, that bluster is not there. Since January, if you see, there have been two incidents. This is the second incident where there were charges against the government or a member of the government. The first one was Adani, in which the government said, bring the opposition, take the legal course. In this, initially, it seems to be the line that the government was saying, was backing Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, was not ready to back down. But one very interesting thing has happened, that if you see, first there was a hush-hush meeting with Amit Shah. And in that meeting, the contours are not very clear what was the compromise. But eventually, the wrestlers returned back to work. That was the first sign of softening. And after that hush-hush meeting, today there was a meeting at visible public glare with media present. Anurag Thakur, the Minister of Sports, putting out a post yesterday that he wants to invite the rest of our meet. Means the government has seized that little bit of window of opportunity which was created in that meeting between Mr. Amit Shah and the wrestlers, and is expanding that window of opportunity. Now, what is happening? That if you see what Nikhil briefed in terms of the demands, and June 15, the probe will be over, 30th, the WFI elections will be over. If the probe does indicate Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh may be arrested, all these are promises. There are 5 demands now, whereas when initially the agitation started, there was one demand: justice. Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh should resign. So we can see that there is softening of stand happening on both the sides. Now, eventually, from the huge cry for justice, it is now a demand for law, and the government is saying a legal course will be followed. And I think the government is succeeding, not very much, but definitely seems to be succeeding in getting it so they're at least off the streets. Bajrang Punia very clearly saying that till 15 we are not likely to stage demonstrations. I think
Rahul, stay on with me. Would you just stay on with me? We're going to get you right back. We'll just throw out some other numbers there where the C voter data is concerned. And what has been the opinion of the people in terms of the data collated, the wrestlers vis-a-vis Brij Bhushan Sharan? No, actually not that. Next is, are the people satisfied with the Delhi police action? Now, the Delhi police yet to file any charge sheet, yet to arrest Brij Bhushan Sharan, who's been slapped with an FIR under POCSO. Well, if you look at it, completely satisfied. The opposition vote is only 12%. But like I said, it's not really the opposition vote that you might want to look at. Look at the NDA vote. 23% actually feel, only 23%, that they are completely satisfied. Somewhat satisfied, 11% opposition vote. NDA support base 17%, total 13%. But what I really want you to look at, viewers, is the one right at the bottom, completely dissatisfied. 47% of the opposition vote says that they are completely dissatisfied how the Delhi police has handled the case, while 30% of the NDA vote, traditionally an NDA voter says, or a BJP voter says, that they are dissatisfied on how the Delhi police has handled the case. Overall, 40% people actually feel that they are thoroughly dissatisfied. 19% feel they are somewhat dissatisfied. On being questioned on the role, that should the Prime Minister actually intervene? Let's take you through that data. Well, opposition says, should the Prime Minister intervene? Where the opposition vote is concerned, traditionally voting for opposition, 76% says yes. Only 15% says no in the opposition vote. NDA vote, traditional BJP voters, 58% says yes, that the Prime Minister needs to intervene, and 25% say no, the Prime Minister should not intervene. Total 68% feels that the Prime Minister Narendra Modi needs to step in and sort out the dangle, or be the umpire in this dangle, which is only getting murkier and dirtier. Cutting across back to Rahul Srivastava, who is with us, getting us the latest in terms of break down the numbers. Rahul, is there a sense where the BJP is concerned and the advisors to the incumbent government that they've possibly mishandled this wrestlers protest? Because we've seen what went down in wrestler protest, the first one in January. You had Anurag Thakur at that point of time, and now the second time around there seems to be a sense that maybe the government did mishandle the entire crisis.
Purely from the BJP and the government perspective, I will say that this was deliberate. It was orchestrated in that manner, primarily one. Sacking Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh instantly would have been an admission of guilt, and I think the blame would have not have gone to the door of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, but Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The opposition would have done that. The government has averted that. The survey says that people are unhappy with the government handling other, but Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is a face in the Devi Batan area of Uttar Pradesh, which is a sizable number of seats. 7.5% Thakurs in Uttar Pradesh. That's a big concern for the BJP. Interestingly, it has not become a Haryana versus the rest battle. It has become a slightly Jat versus the rest battle. Not negative for the BJP and Haryana, primarily because since 2014, the BJP has created that political fissure in which it is Jat versus the rest by installing somebody like Mr. Khattar as a chief minister to break the monopoly of the Jats. And in Haryana, 25% population may be Jats, 35 seats they may be controlling, but there are too many claimants, Bhupen Singh Hooda, Chautala's sons and others, and that's where the Jat vote gets divided. So in fact, if it is a Jat versus the rest, it works better for the BJP. So I will say that, yes, there was a bit of a bluster, but eventually I think the government deliberately slowed down the whole process, got them to come and meet Amit Shah, then now an open meeting with Anurag Thakur, the sports minister, and a roadmap for a compromise, a negotiated compromise. I think usually governments have very deep pockets of tricks.